So a 12-year-old does a carjacking, commits carjacking. Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as that ID Go app. You might want to get those two things combined and make them into one. And I'm a Discovery influencer. So a 12-year-old was arrested last week. He's accused of multiple attempted carjackings in Washington, D.C. What is a 12-year-old doer? What is a 12-year-old doing carjacking? What in the world? 12 years old. Shouldn't a 12-year-old be doing other things outside of that, right? So, all took place around 6:30 p.m. with a handgun. He approached the vehicle and demanded the driver to get out of the vehicle. Another person was in tow with the carjacker. That sounds odd and strange to even call him a yes. Well, what did he do? He carjacked someone, right? That sounds very odd, right? For me to say that pertaining to a 12-year-old, right? Yeah, so another person was in tow with him with a gun. It was the young boy who tried to carjack 3 vehicles and did in fact succeed on the 4th vehicle. The car, yes, the 4th one. So you go to try to jack someone and it takes a 4th try. With that, him being 12 years old, he succeeded on the 4th attempt, right? To do something over and over again is to gain experience. And jacking people, I'm saying. So for it seems like, I don't know his family history, his background or whatever, but it seemed like that 12-year-old was very, very determined. And to be 12 years old is to say, did his family, was there no home? Was there no food? Was there a reason or a real purpose to just carjack people? Because to go to a 4th and then succeed on the 4th try is to say, okay, something more must be going on in his life or something, as in finances needed or something, money needed for a 12-year-old to, because see, yeah, you have 12-year-olds that may or may not consider jacking people carjacking, right? It does take experience in doing that, right? As the more you do it, the more you progress in carjacking, right? But yeah, why, if I'm 12 years old and my home life is all right and I got food at home or money at home, why would I need to, am I just one of those kids that my parents don't look after me, or nobody really looks after me, or I have a troubled childhood or something, to just be walking around jacking people like that? Because if more likely, if he would have never got caught, he would have kept doing it. And there's many kids that, you know, they go to juvenile centers or whatever, right? As in they get locked away for a bit and they come out and they do the same thing all over again and again and again. So yeah, it would have that 4th time would have to stand in question. Or was it someone over you? As in when you're doing carjackings, let me explain outside of his situation. Some individuals, 12-year-olds, right, 13-year-old, they'll get involved with somebody else that's doing carjackings with them, and the person is much older than them, and the person is telling them to do this or that. As in the person is older than them, and the person is having them jack people with them. And it's not really that the 12-year-old need money or need this or even need experience in jacking people, right? They're just going along with the other individual that's older than them and with them. So they're just in tow or something, right? And they're just gaining this experience. And more likely they'll be the ones, the 12-year-old that's hanging with the older person that's jacking people, because that older person wants to jack people. More likely it'll be the 12-year-old that end up killing somebody and going to jail for life, right? In place of the older person that had them just walking around jacking people. It seems like it be stuff like that. As in, I'm noticing, real life stories where I'm young, I'm with an older guy or older female. They had me jacking people, carjacking, whatever else, or robbing people, and now I done shot and killed somebody, and now I'm going to jail for life. And now the person that had me do the carjackings, they're not going to jail. And they're not even coming to visit me in jail. That's why I would want to stay away from that type of stuff. So the victim ran away from the scene. On the carjacker, on the fourth attempt of the carjacking, right? The fourth attempt, they approached a woman while she was in her car. They had a gun to do so, right? One demanded that she get out of her car, and she did. The carjackers, yes, that's what you are when you're jacking people, Mr. Carjacker, right? That it sounds like some type of hip term, right? When I think of jackers, is there any movies called jackers, right? She then, when she got out of her car, right, she drove off with her car. They drove off with her car, not she drove off with the car. They drove off with her car, right? I paused because as I'm talking, I can visually see what was the possible scene that was going down, them pushing her out of the vehicle or whatever, and then taking her car, right? So yeah, they drove off with her car. The 12-year-old was charged as the other suspect was taken into custody, but then they're having more people involved. Is to say a security camera picked up one of the people involved, in which police are still searching for. Yeah, that sort of thing, as in his parents. Some people feel, well, if a child is getting involved with this or that, then it's not the parent's responsibility. You would want to know who your child is being around, because it could be a child that's 12 years old hanging out with somebody that's 40 years old or a 30-year-old that's doing carjacking, right? Or they could be 12 themselves. You still would want to know and see, as in it still is a parent's responsibility to know what is happening with that. As in, where is your kids and who are they hanging around and what are they doing and what for what reason? Because if somebody gets shot and killed, and I've seen even that, as in it's always something. If somebody gets shot and killed in a carjacking and a 12-year-old do it, the first thing the 12-year-old's mother will want to say was, my son, you guys took my son from me and he's in jail. But yeah, your son took somebody's life, as in jacking them, as in an innocent person that didn't do anything to them, right? That type of stuff. So we're on investigation discovery .com. The ID logo stands in the far left corner. Yes, investigationdiscovery.com. New episodes. It's still scrolling. To gain access, provide who you're subscribed to, and you will in fact gain access with that. Unlocked episodes. To receive an audio visual previews, click the play button. Watch unlocked seasons. Shouts out to Lieutenant Joe Kenda as well as Paula. ID Go original series. Yes, shouts out to Lieutenant Joe Kenda as well as Paula. Recommended for you. It's a ghost with that. To receive a newsletter is to type your email address in and click next. After scrolling down, you would in fact receive that. Dear viewers, let me know what you think and feel about the video. May you enjoy your day. I will in fact enjoy mine, and I'm going for now. 1.